Time again, folks. My name's Harry James. It's time to do some college football picks around the country. In the Big 12, the big game this week in the Big 12, my Sooners try to get back on track against the Cyclones of Iowa State. Nationally, the 2:30 slot is held down by the other Crimson and Cream, Jalen Hurts' old team, Alabama, as they host LSU in Tuscaloosa. And prime time on ABC, the Clemson Double-I Tigers try to continue their national reign with an ACC opponent in North Carolina State. Who do I think will win these and many more of the college football games? Find out when I do next. Boomer Sooner 1982. Don't go away! Welcome back to the College Football Picks Show, everybody. As you guys know, my name's Harry James. We'll start in the conference that is the masterful conference that I love so much in the Big 12 that my Sooners have dominated over the years. And look to continue to dominate this week against the Cyclones of Iowa State in prime time. But before that, there's no Thursday games this week. Saturday only, and it'll start off at 11 a.m., two of them. The TCU Horned Frogs will try to bounce back after losing to the Aggies of Oklahoma State. The game will be in Fort Worth, where they will play the Baylor Bears. Baylor at TCU, Fox Sports 1. I'm going with the Horned Frogs at TCU. Also, the Tech Wreck of Tech, the Texas Tech Wreckers, back against at West Virginia. That one would also be at 11 a.m., ESPN The Deuce. I'm going with our old buddy Austin Kendall and the Mountaineers of West Virginia. Then we take a little break till 2 o'clock, or actually 2:30. The Big 12 2:30 slot on ESPN is held down by Kansas State at Texas. Kansas State playing a lot better than they were in the past. My Sooner brethren know that. But Texas is getting a lot of their players back. Caden Stearns and company. With the game being in Austin, I think Texas is going to kind of find a way to fix some of those wrinkles out. And I'm not saying that Texas is back, but I'm saying that they might upset Kansas State in Austin. In prime time, 6 p.m. on National Fox, my Sooners will host the Iowa State Cyclones. I'm not going to pick this game because I don't want to sound like a homer picking Oklahoma every time, because we all know what happened. If we do that, we all know what happened. Remember last week? Yeah, we don't want to do that. Now, outside of the bye weeks for the Big 12 include the Aggies of Oklahoma State. They'll try to lick some wounds after holding off TCU, and the Kansas Jayhawks. Les Miles and company also have the bye this week in the Big 12. That's for the Big 12. Nationally, started off on Tuesday night on CBS Sports at 6 o'clock. You'll see Kent State at Toledo. I'm going with Toledo in this ball game. The 7 o'clock kickoff on Tuesday, so Monday Night Football will be my Dallas Cowboys. This is Tuesday. ESPN The Deuce, 7 o'clock, Ball State at Western Michigan. I'm going to go with WMU. That game will be on The Deuce, ESPN 2. That's Wednesday. Thursday, Louisiana at Coastal Carolina. That's on the U, ESPN U. I'm going with Louisiana. On ESPN, we'll have Temple at South Florida. I'm going USF. That game is on ESPN National. Friday night, ESPN 2, we'll have our old buddy Josh Heupel as just up the road in Tulsa, UCF at Tulsa, ESPN The Deuce. I'm going with the Fighting Heupels and the Knights. And Fox Sports 1, Washington at Oregon State. Fox Sports 1, Oregon State can send a wrinkle into this thing on FS1. I don't think they will. I think that Washington is still going to win this game, but look for it to closer than the experts think, as Lee Corso, who normally wears this hat, would say. Those are the midweek games. Finally, the Saturday games. Breakfast is at 11 a.m., where you will have Maryland at The Ohio State University on Fox. I'm going with Ohio State. ABC, Penn State at Minnesota. Look for Penn State to kind of win this game. Minnesota feeling really good about themselves right now, but Penn State playing on a different level, both undefeated. Penn State, though, a little bit better of an undefeated than Minnesota, and I think that they're going to be able to do it on the road. Florida trying to bounce back from the Georgia loss. This one would be on ESPN, as Vanderbilt will be at Florida. I'm going to go with Florida. ESPNU, Coastal Carolina at SMU. I'm going with SMU. The Big Ten Network will have Purdue at Northwestern. I'm going with Purdue. The new ACC Network, Florida State at Boston College. I'm going to go with BC. SEC Network, the SEC trying to get their layup games finished off, and this one's going to be a layup game kind of. Western Kentucky at Arkansas. I'm going to go with Western Kentucky in this one. I'm not too impressed with what Arkansas has done. CBS Sports Network, University of Massachusetts at Army. I'm going to go with Army. And finally, Pac-12 Network, Stanford at Colorado. I'm going to go with Colorado in the home game. That will do it for that. 11:30, though, Georgia Tech will be at Virginia. ACC Network, ACCNX Network. I'm going to go with Virginia. Take a little break with me. Take a breather till 1 o'clock. Texas San Antonio will be at Old Dominion. That one's going to be on ESPN 3. I'm going to go with Texas San Antonio. Also at 1 o'clock, Air Force will be at New Mexico on the AT&T Rocky Mountain Network. I'm going to go with the Falcons of Air Force. 2 o'clock, Charlotte at Texas El Paso on the new ESPN Plus Network. I'm going to go with Charlotte. And ESPN 3 will have South Alabama at Texas State. I'm going to go with Texas State. 2:30, the sandwich games, the lunch games, LSU at Alabama, CBS. I'm going to go with Alabama in the home game. If this was in Baton Rouge, I might feel differently, but with the game being in Tuscaloosa, I feel confident in the Elephants to get this thing done, maybe by a field goal, but I wouldn't be surprised if LSU won Alabama closer than the experts think. Connecticut at Cincinnati, CBS Sports Network. I'm going to go with Cincinnati. And what about our old buddy Justin Fuente? And Wake Forest will be at Virginia Tech on the ACC Network. I'm going to go with our old buddy Justin Fuente and Virginia Tech. Fox Sports 1 will have Illinois at Michigan State. I'm going to go with Sparty on, baby, on Fox Sports 1. Georgia Southern at Troy, ESPN Plus, the new ESPN Plus Network. I'm going to go with Georgia Southern. ESPN 2 will have Louisville at Miami of Florida. I'm going to go with the Hurricane. The ABC game, Southern Cal at Arizona State. I'm going to go with Arizona State. And finally, NFL Network game, Alabama Birmingham at Southern Miss. I'm going to go with Southern Miss. 3 o'clock, Iowa at Wisconsin and the Badgers. 3 o'clock, National Fox. I'm going to go with the Badgers of Wisconsin. I'm sorry. University of North Texas at Louisiana Tech. I'm going to go with La Tech. That game will be on regional Facebook network. And SEC Network, New Mexico at Ole Miss. I'm going to go with Ole Miss. 4 o'clock, the new ESPN Plus Network will have Georgia Southern State at Louisiana Monroe, ULM. ESPN Plus, I'm going to go with Georgia State, I'm sorry. 5 o'clock on ESPN Plus, FIU and Florida International, Florida Atlantic, FAU. I think that Atlantic's going to get this thing done. I really like what Lane Kiffin's doing this season. 6 o'clock p.m. regular Georgia, coming off a huge win over Florida in their neutral site game. Now they host Missouri. Missouri at Georgia, ESPN. I'm going to go with the Bulldogs of Georgia Appalachian State trying to bounce back, and they will try to do that at South Carolina. ESPN The Deuce. I'm going to go with South Carolina in this ball game. Cal Berkeley, they will host Washington State. Washington State at Cal Berkeley. Pac-12 Network, I'm going to go with Cal Berkeley. Utah State at Fresno State. CBS Sports Network, I'm going to go with Fresno State. 6:30. Clemson at North Carolina State. I'm going to go on ABC. I'm going to go with the Clemson. Notre Dame at Duke on the new ACC Network. I'm going to go with Notre Dame. SEC Network, Tennessee at Kentucky. I'm going to go with Bob and Mike's brother Mark Stoops in Kentucky. And finally, ESPNU, Liberty at Brigham Young. I'm going to go with Brigham Young. The nightcap starts at 9:15. I'm sorry, not 10:15, but 9:15. Wyoming at Boise State on ESPN. I'm going to go with Boise State. 15 minutes later, 9:30. Nevada at San Diego State, ESPN2. I'm going to go with San Diego State. No Pac-12 After Dark game this week, but there is a late night game from Honolulu, as San Jose State will be at Hawaii on the Spectral Hawaii Network. I'm going to go with Hawaii. All right, guys, don't take any of these picks to Vegas. But you know what? If you do, I don't mind getting some cash underneath the table. Hook me up, guys. You don't necessarily have to, though. But if you do don't take these picks to Vegas, guys. Please. I'm just not that good at it. All right. Thanks for watching. See y'all next week. You can catch this pick show and all my other previews on Facebook, Harry James Taylor, Twitter, Hype Man Harry, at Hype Man Harry, and on the YouTube, Boomer Sooner 1982. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. And, enjoy this week of college football, everybody. Week 11 is almost underway. See ya. Peace.